Oh, January, we meet again. Everyone's all meal prepping, going back to the gym, manifesting their best them. And meanwhile, I'm just here trying to remember if my daughter brushed her teeth. Does this sound like you? This year I'm gonna take a new approach. Let's call it the lazier New Year reset. Guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna forget all of the typical New Year, new me, all or nothing New Year's resolutions that lead to heavy burnout because you didn't achieve them and you're only on week 2. Join me as I share my lazier, more realistic approach to a happy, healthier new you. Hey everyone, happy New Year. Hope everyone had a great Christmas holiday or whichever holiday you celebrate or don't celebrate with your family, some time off of work, I hope. So before we dive into 2025, let's go back, rewind the video, and let's go back to 2024. What were your biggest wins last year? What are you most proud of? For me, it was I managed to get over 900 subscribers. I think as of today of this video, we are at 976. So I'm almost to 1,000. That was like a huge accomplishment for me because I was forever sitting around 300, 400, 500, and I totally had a big jump over the last year. So I'm most proud of that for myself. I was able to stay club level for the first time in my whole entire life. I was super excited and proud of that we were able to go do that. I actually haven't shown those videos yet, but they will be coming up in this month. I've shown some of our trip that we took for my daughter's 3rd birthday. Those are up in my fall videos. You could go check those out. Otherwise, stay tuned because now that Christmas is over, I'm going to be getting back into sharing the rest of our adventure. So anyway, that was something super exciting and amazing for our family. Something that I never thought that I would ever be able to do, but I made it happen between all my little side hustles and I sold some stocks of mine that happened to do well that I've been holding on to since COVID. So that was super exciting for me and my family because again, I never thought that I would ever in my wildest dreams be able to stay in a nice Disney hotel or, you know, to stay club level. It was really, really nice for me and my family last year. And then lastly, on a more professional level, I am such like introvert, I guess you would say, and I don't know if that's the right terminology, but I actually managed to get the courage to ask for a raise this year at my full-time job. So that's really gonna help out our family for the 2025. It's gonna help us get caught up in our finances and hopefully enable me to take more trips in the future. A little bit that you should know about me, I'm a full-time working mom. Hi, my name's Lauren. I work full-time in the city in New York. I live in New Jersey. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I have a 17, almost 18-year-old stepdaughter named Jules. I have a husband and we both work opposite schedules. It's kind of chaotic, but we make it work. And because I have a very long commute, it kind of like leads to limited time that I can spend with my family. So that's why I really don't spend a lot on myself necessarily because I really like to take the extra money, the little extra money that we have and go on vacation and make memories with my daughter. Now we're going to talk about some of the challenges that you may have faced for 2024. What were your biggest challenges and things that you any regrets? For me, I'll be honest, I really thought getting monetized on my YouTube channel was going to be a lot easier than it's been. It's taken some people like only a couple months, and generally I think the consensus is a lot of times it takes people only a year, but I've been going at this really pretty strong for like 2 years now, and I would have thought by now I would have been monetized. And part of it is because of trying to balance my work life schedule, I get home and I have a very, very important account for my company, and it's just kind of exploded this year, which is great for our company and it's great for me because it enabled me to get a small raise this year. However, I had a really busy, like, I would say from July until pretty much now, where it's finally starting to tamper down a little bit to make things more manageable. So that just to give you a quick like synopsis of how my life was going. So I leave the house before 7 every morning, and I go drive 20 minutes to a bus, which then takes me another hour or so to get to work in New York. So my commuting time each way generally runs an hour and a half to 2 hours, if you can believe it. So that doesn't leave a lot of time, because you figure I have to be in the office by 8, I leave at 4, and then reverse, gotta go get my daughter from daycare, and generally we're home at 6. I have to feed her, get her in the bath, and then bedtime at 7. I know some of you are probably like from the Midwest or down south or something watching this video now, and you're thinking like, when does she spend time with her child? This like goes back to the whole why I love to share experiences with my daughter, because it's the only time that we get to really bond. And I do feel bad, like, because I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of her childhood, but unfortunately this is just the way it's been working out for our family right now. So I just really take advantage of our weekends, and I take advantage of our trips together and all those bonding moments. So challenges. So basically how my last 6 months have been going is I would get home, put her in the bath, bedtime 7 o'clock, and then I would then instead of like, that's when I would normally work on my me time or my YouTube videos. Unfortunately, I still had work to do when I got home, and it was oftentimes like happening until like after 10 o'clock at night. And then I would try to push myself and like, okay, let's just do like half of the work I wanted to get done for my YouTube channel, half the editing. And that slowly trickled into, okay, I didn't get any videos up this week, can we just get one video up this week? And so that's why you'll see sometimes, I guess this past year, a little bit of a lapse. So maybe that also went in hand with the fact that maybe other creators are able to fully focus more time on doing that. But I'm gonna work through it. So, you know, like I said, I wish I would have been at 1,000 subscribers by now. We're working on it though. Also, I've had a lot of problems with editing. Oh my gosh, like, so I've been like a typical Android user, regular PC. I was never into Apple products. So last year, I believe, I switched to I got a MacBook, try to upgrade myself, and I thought this was what it was going to be the best for me to start editing my videos. And it was just a whole new learning curve, like saving to cloud. Then I would like save stuff to my desktop, and I'm like, where is it? It wasn't there anymore. And that really like affected my videos last year. So it took a while for me to figure out, oh, they're moved to the cloud. Oh, when I deleted them off the desktop, they also deleted off the cloud. Like, that is so strange to me still. So in a way once I finally figured it out, I went and bought an external hard drive, because that's what I'm most comfortable working with. So I just started downloading moving all my videos off the SIM card there. So I think that's what we're gonna try this year and see if it works out better for me. But yeah, I had a lot of challenges, and then there's some times where my footage on my camera was shaky. No, I don't have arthritis. I don't know for the life of me. When we went on our last trip, I gave the camera to my husband, and I noticed that he's also having the same problem. So I believe, even though I have the gimbal and everything, I believe that there was a setting maybe on my camera. Again, this is all a learning curve for me. This is not anything it's all been self-taught, so it's a learning curve. And if you stuck around and you're still subscribed to my channel, I really thank you for going through those challenging moments and, you know, like the blurry, chaotic, bumpy videos and all that. I really do appreciate it, and I'm gonna try my hardest to get back in there. All right, getting back to the challenges of 2024. So like I said, that was the biggest thing, that I'm still not monetized. For me, that was my big personal goal. It has been my personal goal, working on that. I lost a lot of weight. I would say like 30 pounds between 2023 into 2024. And then I kind of hit a plateau. I would say I went to the doctor in May of last year, and I got off a medication. I got put on a new medication for anxiety. I've been struggling my own personal health. I've been struggling with anxiety my whole life, and it seems to be getting worse as I get older on a more personal level. I've been trying to address that finally for the first time in my life. So that is actually not a challenge, but it is one of the good things that I am trying to get a hold of my personal well-being. If you're new to my channel, or maybe you've been a member of my channel and you didn't know, my husband and I actually lost our first daughter, Scarlett, in 2020. She was only 4 years old. She had leukemia. She was gone within a week. It's a whole story I'm not going to get into in this video, but we had no idea that she had leukemia and was sick. And it's been almost 5 years, and we're still processing. We're still getting over it. We're still grieving. That might also be contributing to the anxiety problems I'm dealing with. But anyway, long story short, I ended up gaining a lot of weight back that I had just lost, and then I have to start over. And going back to my whole schedule thing, I have not had a lot of time to focus on myself and exercising. And when I'm trying to balance work, being a mom, my YouTube channel, that doesn't leave a lot of time for exercising, and it's kind of like the last thing that I want to do. So that's been a challenge as well, trying to get back to where I was like last year. Third challenge for 2024 that I faced, we went from a fully toddler that was totally independent, sleeping in her own bed for 10 hours a night, to now we have a toddler that sleeps with us full time. It is scared to be by herself, even to take naps. I'm not even able to go, I can't even leave her in a bed by herself anymore. She is, yeah. So that's that. She still drinks a bottle at night at the age of 3. And I thought we would be fully potty trained by now. She is mostly potty trained. We're still working on the number 2 situation, which I am completely shocked that at 3 we're still not there. I know every kid is different. We had a much easier time with our first daughter, Scarlett, but Lucia has given us a little bit of challenges. She's definitely our more hyperactive child. She definitely gives us a run for our money, which is very hard at our age. My husband and I are in our 40s. I'm 43. I think he's like 45, 46. I gotta look to see how old he is. This is the problem when you get old, you don't remember, especially if you have an age difference between you and your husband. But yeah, I'm not perfect, and that's one of my goals of my channel and this video is to tell you that this new year, new me, it doesn't look the same to everybody. Everybody has their own sets of challenges, and maybe you're watching this video going, this girl's so lazy or whatever, but I don't know. If you want things bad enough, you make them happen, and that is true. That I do apply that to my life, and maybe the things that I thought were more important in my 20s are not the same as in my 40s, and I do prioritize my daughter, and part of my healthy well-being is just trying to survive some days. So anyway, we're gonna get into now my small challenges, small ways I plan to make differences and do a new reset in the new year, and see if I can make small baby steps into hopefully doing the things where I want to be one day. But we're gonna start off small for January, so let's get going. All right, let's get into 2025 now. The whole reason why you probably clicked on this video, right? We're gonna go through all of my personal goals. I've separated them into a few key areas. The first being personal growth. These two kind of go hand in hand. The first being, I really want to try, we often spend our only family time on the weekend cleaning. And like I mentioned before, we have a very, very hyperactive 3-year-old. I feel like I'm convinced she definitely has ADHD. She's very, very extremely hyper compared to other 3-year-olds that I know or that are in her classroom. We have tried to teach her the importance of cleaning, putting away stuff when you're done, and it's just not resonating, which kind of creates a house of chaos and a big cluttered mess everywhere, which we then spend like 6 hours probably every Saturday and Sunday cleaning, vacuuming, doing all the things. So between that, laundry, getting ready for the week, it kind of doesn't leave us enough time to do what we have to do and just to enjoy being a part of our family for, I like to call them Oh, and we have dance class on Saturdays. That's new for this year, you know? So it doesn't leave a lot of time for, you know, like Sunday family day and whatnot. So this year I'm gonna try a new approach, and while we'll still be doing the main focus of our cleaning on the weekends on Saturday and Sunday, I wanna try to challenge myself and do one big cleaning task a night. And I think that will help alleviate some of the frustration and the hours, try to knock off some of the hours on the weekend. Our house is not crazy large, you know, we live in a modest split family home, but maybe that means on Wednesday or Thursday putting the clothes in the washer, putting one load in the washer, doing the towels or the sheets, and then the next day, or like, you know, then put them in the dryer, and then the next day doing darks or something. You know, we generally do run the dishwasher once a night, so that won't be changing. Maybe it means vacuuming before we go to bed. I don't know. I'm gonna challenge myself to do one big cleaning task a night, and also going with that, trying to declutter more, trying to get more organized in the new year. We often like get the mail, we shove it on the table. Maybe that means getting a sorter for our mail, going through, throwing away the junk mail immediately, which I have been trying to do better at actually anyway this year. I do plan to get one of those money organizers. I'll try to link it below. Not money organizers, receipt ones. So when it comes to tax purposes, any kind of like medical bills or any kind of expenses I might have incurred from trying to monetize my channel, I could put them in there and make tax time a lot easier. This also was something that was brought up in my review on a professional level, was that I also need to be more organized at work. So when I go on vacation, it's easier for people to help jump in and take after me, because sometimes things are hard to find. And this is just me being honest, me being real. I'm not perfect, and again, that's what I'm hoping to show you, that I don't just live this perfect Amazon, or I don't live this perfect YouTuber, Instagram life. I'm a real person, and I have my own faults that I need to work on for myself, and that's why you're here watching this video. Hopefully you're still here anyway. All right, now let's dive into health and wellness. All right, so despite having a Peloton, which about a year and a half ago I was like very adamantly crazy about, and I was on the Peloton every morning or every evening, and I was really excited in doing that, and I lost a bunch of weight being on the Peloton. I just kind of fell off at some point. I don't know what happened, if I got sick or whatever, but it's been a year that I have not gone on the Peloton. I'm not gonna promise that that is going to be in my health and wellness goal. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, my goal is to lose 20 or 30 pounds this year, because to me it's just not realistic. Like, yes, if you're watching this video and maybe you're a healthy person, you're probably saying, of course it's very realistic to get on and lose 20 or 30 pounds. But for me, with my chaotic, crazy schedule of being a mom and juggling work and a YouTube channel, yes, I would like to prioritize my health and wellness, because it probably will allow me to stay on this planet for like longer, but I don't want to make it like ultimate goal. So what I'm gonna do is baby steps, so in hopes that we could get there. So my baby step, which maybe we will start in, well, not maybe, we will be starting in January, is I want to get back to walking my dog. Do you see how I've fallen off? I've fallen off everywhere, okay? My poor dog has not gone for a walk in a really long time, except for like when we go out as a family or my husband takes him, and I've gotten so lazy just because I've just totally been burned out this year that I take the lazy approach. I put him on the tether outside. We just release him into the yard, or, you know, without the tether, let him go around the yard. But this poor dog has not been on an actual walk. When I used to do daily walks with him every morning, I would get up at 5 previously, and I just totally got burned out, and not to the dog's fault, but just everything going on, that I just wanted an extra hour to myself to sleep in. So baby step number 1 is for me to backtrack, get up earlier, make it a priority for me and the dog to go for a little walk in the morning before I get going for the day, get in my shower and get going on the road. So that is baby step number 1. Second thing is meal planning. I don't know, like, this is what happened. So I used to be really good at actually making things, and then I just kind of got, again, burned out of eating the same things over and over again, which led to me last year. And actually this has been going on since pretty much Lucia was a baby. I started doing the meal boxes like HelloFresh or Home Chef. And again, this is totally not sponsored. What I'm gonna get into, this is just me. I'm not sponsored. I'm just telling you what has worked for our family. I started doing those meal kits when so I stayed home with Lucia when she was a baby for the first 3 months. Then he was able to stay home. In New Jersey, both parents get parental leave or whatever. So he was able to stay. So we didn't, we avoided daycare until she was like 6-7 months old. So I started to buy these meal kits for my husband because it was easier for him, so he didn't have to worry about cooking. And my husband is like one of those people that he just stays to one routine. He doesn't like to challenge himself. He would be perfectly fine if his diet every day consisted of peanut butter and jelly, ramen noodles, and rice and beans and tortillas. Like, he could live on that forever. For me, I get bored and I just don't feel like eating the same thing over and over again. So I started to do the meal things and they worked for us. Again, last year I was doing the meal kits and they were working well for us. I kind of got sick of them, and then I was also getting pushback from my husband, like, hey, you're spending all this money on the meal kits. And so I took a break for a while and stopped doing them for a while, and then I went and tried a new one, which was from Marley Spoon that my coworker recommended. I was doing that for a while, but again, it was getting expensive. And I noticed when I stopped doing that, we were spending more money because I was kind of like shopping around, grocery shopping, and not knowing. I would put a bunch of stuff in the cart, but then I would get home like late a lot of days, and I'd be with like my daughter and I'd be like, okay, let's just go to McDonald's. Or Fridays became like Taco Bell day. Like, we would go to Taco Bell before we would go home on Fridays. So we were eating out like once or twice a week, not like nice restaurants or anything, but like fast food, which is not that great healthy either. But honestly, it was saving me money to do that, even though fast food is more expensive these days. But it's not the great, it's not healthy. And honestly, we could make this stuff at home. So for January, I'm gonna ease back into it. I'm gonna try to do the meal things. Because I haven't been a member of Home Chef for a while, they've sent me some discounts. So for the first week or the first couple boxes, I think I get like $45 off or something. So that brings down the cost a little bit, and hopefully I can ease back into this and eventually get back to like some kind of meal planning, which maybe the first month of January we'll do the actual cooking from home using the boxes, and then maybe February or March we could make that a goal for me to start meal prepping on the weekend and trying to recipe plan and do all the shopping so I could do my own meal kit from home essentially and get rid of the meal boxes. So that is what I'm trying to do for my personal wellness, health and wellness for this year. The next topic that we are tackling for 2025 is a big one. It is finances. I know that this is probably one of your goals on a lot of your goal list for 2025. So again, the number one would be to pay off some of the debt that I have acquired from going on some of these vacations. Now, most of our trips have been paid for by my little side hustles. If you watch some of my videos last year, I'll try to link them below, but I was the one that said don't get in debt for Disney. So I think honestly, this is not to do with Disney, going to Disney. I think it's a combination of everything. The general economy isn't that great for everyone right now. Everything is gas, groceries, everything is just so expensive this year. And I was trying to find a balance of trying to pay for those everyday living expenses, getting to work, and still having a life. My husband and I live modestly. I don't go get my nails done maybe once or twice a year before I go on vacation. And even last time, I don't even think I did my nails, to be honest. I think my one big hair is my expense I do for myself is my hair, which I do every 2 to 3 months because I am getting older and I need to color my grays. Could I do it myself? Maybe. It's a little hard, more challenging when you have like blonde in it. But generally we live modest lives. It's just a struggle. So again, with this new raise, we'll say smallish raise, but very gracious that I got a raise this year. With that small amount of extra money we're gonna have, and hopefully my husband also, that we could put it together and try to tackle some of those finances. And the other thing I want to do is increase my retirement, my 401k. I want to increase that percentage up at least by 1%. And also I want to throw some more money into the girls' 529s for their college fund. So that's something, you know, I've been doing since my daughter was a baby. With Jules, we started late, which is a whole other topic, but you know, she's going to college in the fall, so we don't know what that's going to look like for us yet as a family. So this might be kind of a challenge. We don't know what her financial aid package, if any, is going to look for, but what it's going to look like. But you know, those are big things that I really want to like push myself to throw more into retirement and into my daughter Lucia's 529 for college plan. All right, let's see if we can make it through this video without my battery constantly overheating. All right, so I think the last topic is personal relationships. So the one thing I really want to try to do, I want to try to be a better mom for my daughter Lucia. As I've mentioned, she's very, very hyperactive, and it's led to some challenging moments for both myself and my husband to try to deal with her and calm her down, because it gets to be, honestly, she's a handful, and we love her, and we're so grateful that we do have her, because she's our little rainbow baby, and you know, we do have so much love for her, and I'm just so blessed and thankful that she is here. That being said, we need to work on something. So I'm gonna try to have more patience. I need to try to have more patience and understanding where she's coming from. Where is this hyperactivity coming from? Is it the foods that we're giving her? One thing I read was that even like things that are healthy, that you would think would be healthy, like fruits and vegetables, maybe could be causing some of that. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I did hear another parent that has similar experiences that they're going to with their son, that they made some changes last year, and it seems to be working. So it might be something to try. I need to look into this diet. If I remember what it is, I will link it below in case you're having a similar issue. I have not looked into it very closely or tried, but I don't know, it's worth a shot. And you know, beside making some diet changes, I know people have mentioned, including the doctor, is to limit the red dye, which is pretty much found in most everything. And so these are things I want to challenge myself for this year, to try to make those changes for her positively, and then to also have some patience, try to understand where she's coming through, because I think that also, it's not fair to her. You know, she's just a kid and she doesn't know what's going on, and you know, we need a healthy balance of trying to discipline her and also trying to understand, like, why is she like so hyper all the time. Anyway, that's a big one. The other one is to try to find some more date night activities, or just alone time with my husband. We don't get a lot of alone time. We really don't go out. We've never hired a babysitter other than my mother-in-law, and my mother-in-law, we don't like to ask her very often. So generally our dates look like Lucia in tow. We do have Jules, but we don't like to always take advantage of her, and she also is very heavily into band, which is technically over. So maybe she's someone we can rely on for like once a month kind of thing. And so we don't have to bother my mother-in-law. My parents live out of state. I don't have I have two sisters. They're both out of state as well. And Jose has one sister that lives, again, out of state, and the other one lives in state, but we don't see her that often. So we don't have really a strong support system to help us like most other people do. We do have friends, but because Lucia is so little still, and because of her hyperactivity, and we don't just want to leave her and drop her off to be set up for failure. So that being said, we're going to try to make things work, because I think it's really important for our relationship. Me and my husband have been married 11 years, and you know, I think we have a pretty strong relationship, and I think it's important to keep building on that, and so we could both be better parents together. All right, so how am I going to do all this? I'm sure that there are trackers like an app that you could do. I am old school. I prefer to stay motivated and organized by using one of these old-fashioned planners. This one is from Erin Condren, if I'm saying the name right. Yeah. In the past, I've also used Plum Planner. Both of those have worked well for me. I've been using Erin's for the past like 2-3 years now. I like the layout a little bit more. Well, you know what? Maybe it's not even the layout. I liked that you could personalize the covers, and even though they are expensive, I wait until it's on like Black Friday special, and then I'll go get them at like 30% off or whatever. But this is one way that I keep track of how many hours and subscribers I'm on YouTube. Let me just show you a random page. This is for next year, so I don't have anything written in here yet. Let me see if it's blurry. So this is a vertical layout. I don't know if it's focusing. It's hard to tell with the light coming in, but basically I'll write every morning when I get to work. I write what is my daily log from my subscriber count and my watch time hours. And then every Monday, what I do is I write in this column, and I'll say how much it's increased, how much I went up or down even in both subscriber and watch hours from last week. So that helps me gauge, because sometimes, I'm at around like right under 3,000. So beside needing 1,000 to get monetized, I still have about 1,000 watch hours left to go. So if you're still made it this far in the video, just know that you are helping me to achieve that goal. And I really do, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate all my friends, family, and all of you, my subscribers, that are still here and still helping to help me achieve that, because every little watch or view, it really does help, and I really appreciate that. Anyway, this is what I'm doing to help stay organized. Also, one thing that I just learned or just found out about was this app called Notion. Now you might be already aware of it. Maybe I'm like in the Stone Age, but it looks like a kind of like similar to Pinterest, only involving like checklists and Excels, or you can make like tasks and stuff like that, if I'm kind of making sense. In my head anyway, that's how I kind of envision it. So I'm gonna try to do that, and after I do this video, I'm going to try to formulate all of my checklists from my goals this year and help me stay on task for that. And we're going to see, it does appear to be free. I don't know if certain areas, I'm assuming that they'll cost money, but at least from now, what I've looked at, what I want to do for my purposes, it seems like it's going to be free. So let's see. But anyway, that's how I'm doing. I'm hoping to stay organized and on track for meeting all of my daily habits. All right, tips for staying motivated. So one thing I'm going to try new this year is to create a vision board. At the time I'm making this video, I do not have my vision board done yet. So if I finish it, by the time I go to edit it, I'm going to insert it here so you could see my vision board. Hopefully, magically, you're seeing that now. If not, just know that I'm working on it, and it will be there, because I do want to try to get this video up hopefully within the next day or two. So everyone can start clean by the time January 1st comes along. All right, so I'm doing the vision board. Now, as you know, staying motivated can get tough, and that's why I've tried to keep this video like with celebrating the small wins, not being too hard on yourself, making achievable goals. So you're not saying, oh, I want to lose 100 pounds by January 30th. Like, obviously that's not normal, okay? So if anything that you could get out of this video, I would say set small goals that can lead up to bigger goals, and maybe you have a new goal set every month, and we'll have these, I don't know. If you enjoy this kind of video, maybe let me know down in the comments if I should do more check-ins at the end of the month to see where I'm going. Maybe that will help me also stay motivated. So I'm excited to see what 2025 brings. I hope this video inspires you, so you could set some goals for yourself and make this the best year yet. What are your goals for 2025? Let me know down in the comments. If you made it this far in the video and we're not already friends, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go and give this video a like. It really does help to support the channel, and we will see you in the next one, or hopefully at Disney this year. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.
Yeah. been